Peter Scott, thank you so much indeed for your time. First, can we just start with these nuclear submarines that we're getting? They're horribly expensive, but are they the right way to go?
Thanks, Andrew. They're absolutely the right way to go. I've long been of the view that our geographic and geo-strategic circumstances demand a nuclear submarine capability. It's not just the extent of our coastline, but it's the vastness of the Indo-Pacific region and the distances that our submarines need to travel to find themselves in strategically significant waters. And nuclear submarines, with the endless power and the speed and the range that they bring to operations, come with a tremendous amount of operational flexibility, and they can deliver a hell of a punch when they need to. So a long time coming, but definitely the way to go for a maritime nation such as Australia.
Now, the advantage of the nuclear submarines is exactly one of the problems the Navy's going to have to face, in that you're going to need to find sailors prepared to stay underwater now for months. The ones that you commanded, they were diesel ones, at least came up for air every now and then. These won't have to, and probably won't either. How do you actually cope when you're cooped up down there for months on end with the same people? That's got to be stressful.
It can be stressful. It can also be quite homely. So, the boats, we learn to know and understand that environment, and we become alert when we need to be, but also very comfortable in that environment. And yes, the nuclear boats will have substantially more endurance in some ways than the conventionally powered submarines that we currently operate. But already today, our submarines deploy for extended periods, 6, 7, 8 months away from home port. And most of the time they're away, they'll be dived. So there'll be perhaps a matter of degree, but it's something that sailors deal with today and deal with very well.
If I were to join the Navy, I'd probably prefer to serve on an aircraft carrier or something like that, because at least you can play sport on the deck when it's not in operation. You get lungfuls of fresh air, a beautiful view every now and then. But in a submarine, you've got none of that. How hard do some people find that?
Yeah, you might, Andrew, and plenty of people do, and they make those choices. I think what I'd say from my experience is that there's a couple of things that kept me going back to submarines all the time. One was the purpose, which is very clear. You're absolutely out there at the front line of your defence force, defending your nation and being prepared to do that when called upon to do so. The other is the challenge. Just being in the Navy, going to sea in warships is difficult. Going to sea in submarines is harder, but there are people out there who enjoy a challenge. And the third was the people. The people that you live and work with in submarines make it all worthwhile.
Now, each of these new submarines are probably going to need about 130 odd crew, a lot more than the Collins class ones we've got now. There's going to be 12 of these subs. I wonder how we are going to find that many sailors. Do you feel any doubt about that?
Couple of words there: doubt and find. So I'm confident that we can meet the workforce challenges. But what I'd make a point really clear on is that you don't find submarine crews or a submarine workforce anywhere. They're not a naturally occurring organism. You have to create a submarine workforce. So absolutely challenging. Certainly some new skills required with the nuclear component of the submarine arm moving forward. But it's the sort of thing that really needs three things. It needs strategic clarity, priority, and determination. And I think the clarity is there with the pathway that's been articulated to tell us what capability we need and when. The priority is going to come because it is a nuclear-powered submarine, and there's just no option for half measures here. So I think we'll see that the crewing of the submarine element of the Navy will come first and foremost into the future. And the third really is that determination. And I think our geostrategic circumstances are driving that in full measure. So absolutely a big challenge for the nation, but also absolutely and equally one that we can meet and one that we need to meet.
Well, Peter Scott, I think you've actually clarified what I think should be in the Navy's pitch. It's like the armies with the SAS. We dare you to become a submariner. We dare you to become that good and that committed and be in danger. I think it's actually a great challenge for a certain kind of personality, a good personality. So, yeah, well, terrific. Thank you so much indeed for your time. Really appreciate it. Peter Scott.
Andrew, you're welcome. Thank you.